I'll be blunt. Erections failing more often isn't bad luck. It's a warning that your circulation is running out of steam. In men over 60, 70, or 80, that warning usually shows up first where blood needs to arrive fast and under pressure. If flow stalls there, the rest of the body has been asking for help for a while. The good news, the same highway that brings vigor to intimacy is the one that protects your heart and brain. And there's a simple morning ritual, using real food, that can clear that highway in a few weeks when done right. I'm a urologist, and today we're going to treat potency for what it is, a practical test of endothelial function. When the vessel lining responds, the messenger that widens the artery circulates, the muscle relaxes, and blood enters and stays. When it doesn't, hesitation shows up. This video is a field guide, not a cliffhanger. Over the next sections, I'll show you 3 specific foods and the right way to use each one in the morning to reduce friction inside your vessels, increase the availability of the vasodilator messenger, and bring back predictable morning firmness. Before I name them, we need to align terrain and method. First, timing. Morning is the window when your body best accepts fine-tuning of circulation and when small habits change the curve of your day. Second, form. Preparation is half the effect. Blender, water temperature, resting time, and what you avoid right after, these details matter. Third, measurement. If you don't measure, you fool yourself. We'll use 4 simple markers scored from 0 to 10 for 7 days. Energy on waking, warmth in hands and feet, morning rigidity, and tolerance for a short walk. This mental spreadsheet moves your potency out of the realm of luck. You won't hear magic promises here. You'll get a clear sequence. First, the food that turns on nitric oxide through the nitrate pathway. Then, the one that oils the vessel wall with the right fats and lowers microinflammation. Finally, the one that protects and strengthens the vessel's elastic tissue, extending the gains. Each one has its moment and its why. When physiology cooperates, the body responds. Do yourself a favor now. Check that you're subscribed to the channel. Here the rule is actionable protocols, measurable results, zero fluff. And tell me in the comments what your move is from today. ACT, if you'll test the plan for 7 days, or delay, if you're leaving it for later. Pick a word and type it. Let's begin. Before we get to the 3 foods, you need to understand the setting they work in. At daybreak, the body leaves night mode repair and gradually opens the vessels. That's when the vessel lining is most willing to respond to the signals that tell the wall to relax and let blood in. When that conversation flows, morning erections show up without effort. When it fails, blood arrives slowly, leaks away quickly, and firmness doesn't hold. What helps that conversation early on? Water on waking. To thin the blood. A few minutes of natural light at the window to align your body clock. Light movement while still fasting, like a short walk around the house. To wake up microcirculation without spiking adrenaline. Then, the right food, prepared the right way, to reduce vessel friction and increase the vasodilator messenger. What sabotages you without noticing? Sugar in the first hours, which constricts vessels and flattens your day. Too much coffee before hydrating, which creates energy peaks. And crashes, long stretches sitting first thing, which lock the hips and hinder venous return. Intense screen time on waking, which throws your system into tense alert and blunts vascular response. How to measure without self-deception. Grab a notebook. Every day, score 4 items from 0 to 10. Energy on waking, warmth in hands and feet, morning rigidity, and your breath on a 15-minute walk. We're not chasing a single spike. We want a line that rises slowly and holds. This simple discipline turns feeling into data and prevents the false impression that nothing changed. In the next sections, I'll present the 3 foods one by one and the step-by-step prep. For now, set the stage. Water, light, movement, and attention to the saboteurs. If this clear, practical approach already helped you, like the video now, that click spreads the message and tells me it's worth delivering protocols that work. Let's go. The first food is a clean accelerator for circulation, beetroot. This isn't a fad, it's pure physiology. Beets are rich in natural nitrates that your body turns into nitric oxide, the molecule that signals the penile vessels to open the way for blood to enter. When that message arrives clearly, smooth muscle relaxes, the diameter widens, and firmness stops being a fluke. How it works inside: chewing or blending beets releases nitrates that start converting to nitrites, thanks to the bacteria in your mouth. Swallowed, those nitrites travel on and, in the acidic environment of the stomach and tissues, become nitric oxide. It's a quiet pathway that doesn't overwork the heart and improves the response of the endothelium, the inner vessel lining. Practical morning results: warmer hands, an easier stride, and more predictable erections. No-fail prep ritual. Wash 1 medium raw beet thoroughly. If possible, use it with the peel well scrubbed. Blend with 200-300 ml of cold water and a squeeze of lemon to balance the taste. If you prefer chewing, grate it coarsely and eat it as a salad with olive oil and a pinch of salt. Drink or eat on a light stomach 20 to 60 minutes after waking. That window respects the morning vasoreactivity timeline. Avoid strong antibacterial mouthwash on waking, as it reduces the good bacteria needed for the first conversion step. Brush and floss as usual. Dose and frequency. About 500 ml of simple beet juice per day, made with 1 medium beet, is enough for most men. 3 to 5 times per week builds a steady response plateau. For beginners, start with half a serving for the first 3 days to let your gut adapt. Signs you're on track. Gentle warmth in the extremities within 30-60 minutes. Less heavy leg feeling. Morning rigidity returning more regularly after 1 to 2 weeks of consistency. If the taste is challenging, pair with green apple or fresh ginger. No sugar. Useful notes. Beets can tint urine pink. That's normal. If you have a history of oxalate kidney stones, talk to your doctor and adjust frequency. Hydrate well through the morning. This isn't a miracle. It's one targeted food plus your body clock, repeated day after day so blood meets less resistance, and your body responds when asked. If you want to stop improvising and follow a clear, safe path to restore firmness, I built a straight-to-the-point resource. In my ebook, Rediscovering Intimacy, Healthy Sexuality After 60, you'll find step-by-step guidance to organize circulation, sleep, and your morning routine, with simple menus, food combos that support nitric oxide, fine-tuning for those on medications, and a 21-day plan with progress metrics. No easy promises, just method, dose, and timing, so the endothelium responds and erections become predictable again. If it makes sense to you, use the link in the pinned first comment. Open it now, let it load, and keep watching. It's the practical companion to what we're covering here, turning knowledge into results at home. The second food acts like a lane opener for blood. Raw garlic. Small in size, big in effect. When you crush or mince a clove, allicin forms, an unstable compound that speaks directly to the endothelium, relaxes vessel walls, and supports nitric oxide production. This double action reduces friction in circulation and improves delivery of blood where it matters, including the corpora cavernosa. Practically speaking, less arterial stiffness, more cooperative blood pressure through the morning, and erections less dependent on luck. Preparation is half the effect. Crush 1 to 2 cloves. Let them sit for 10 minutes so allicin can form, and eat them raw. You can swallow with a spoon of olive oil and a few drops of lemon, mix into mashed avocado, spread on toasted whole grain bread, or finish a salad once it's plated. Overcooking destroys allicin. If adding to hot dishes, stir in at the end off the heat. Timing and synergy matter. In the morning, raw garlic plus beets create a complementary push. Garlic helps open the vessel. Beets feed the nitric oxide pathway. On light, training or walking days, use garlic at breakfast and beets later in the morning to take advantage of the vasoreactivity window 2 to 3 hours later. At night, avoid raw garlic if you have reflux. Dose and adaptation. Start with half a clove for 2 or 3 days, move to 1 clove, and if well tolerated, up to 2 per day. More than that often brings discomfort with no added benefit. Breath issues can be eased with fresh parsley, raw apple, or a small glass of milk afterward. Drink water. Through the morning to help circulation use the stimulus. Response signs. Warmer hands 30-60 minutes later. A looser stride when walking. Less heavy legs by day's end. With 1 to 2 weeks of consistency, morning rigidity shows up more often. Key cautions. Garlic has a mild antiplatelet effect. If you're on anticoagulants, have scheduled surgery, or bleed easily, check with your doctor. Sensitive stomachs should use smaller doses and take it with food. Garlic capsules vary widely in quality. Prioritize fresh garlic you control from crush to plate. Think of it as a key that turns without forcing. A small, well-prepared dose, repeated regularly. When vessels learn to open with less noise and blood finds a clear path, intimate hydraulics behave as they should. Consistency does the rest. The third food is the artery repair shop. Oily fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, herring. They're rich in omega-3 fats that calm silent inflammation, make vessel walls more supple, and improve the endothelium's response to the nitric oxide signal. In practical terms, blood glides with less resistance, the heart works less, and delivery to erectile tissue becomes more predictable. This isn't a short-term shove. It's structural maintenance, bite by bite. Cooking is half the result. Favor grilling, baking, or steaming. Avoid frying, which negates the benefits with unstable fats. Canned sardines in olive oil are an excellent everyday option, with a calcium bonus if you eat the soft bones. A simple plate does the job. Baked salmon fillet with a drizzle of olive oil, lemon, and herbs, plus leafy greens, and a handful of roasted beets. It's synergy on a plate. Greens supply natural nitrates. Beets reinforce the nitric oxide route, and fish keeps the lanes smooth. Dose builds consistency. Aim for 2 to 4 servings per week, each about the size of your palm. If fresh fish is hard to get, rotate canned sardines and mackerel, choosing water or olive oil packs. If the flavor is challenging, a creamy soup with fish pieces and vegetables softens the taste while preserving the effect. The body lets you know when the workshop is open. After 3 to 4 weeks of consistency, many men report warmer hands, an easier stride on walks, and fatigue that lifts by late afternoon. In intimacy, predictability returns. Slowly, but it returns. The vessels learn to open smoothly, and blood finds room to enter and stay. There are small tweaks that multiply the gains. A squeeze of lemon. Overfish boosts iron absorption from leafy greens, which in turn carry oxygen more efficiently. A small square of high cocoa dark chocolate mid-morning on fish-free days adds flavonoids that protect the endothelium. Hydrating from early on thins the blood and helps deliver these benefits to the farthest capillaries. A few cautions worth noting. If you take anticoagulants, align your fish frequency, and any fish oil capsules, with your doctor. Choose reliable sources and store fish properly to avoid strong odors and oxidation. And remember, it's not about piling everything on the plate at once. It's about repeating what works week after week. When omega-3s dial down inflammation and restore arterial elasticity, penile hydraulics stop being a matter of luck and return to being a consequence. Consistency does this invisible work day after day. Now that you know the 3 puzzle pieces, it's time to set your internal clock so they talk to each other and to your circulation. The logics is simple. Open the way, keep the lane smooth, and protect the structure. In daily life, that becomes a clear sequence your body understands without effort. Morning is the time to flip the vasodilation switch. Start with room temperature water to wake up your vessels. Then bring in the opener food. It could be crushed raw garlic rested 10 minutes, mixed with a touch of olive oil and tomato over a slice of whole grain bread. If you prefer something gentler, go with mashed avocado plus finely chopped garlic. Finish with citrus fruit. Vitamin C helps preserve the message that dilates vessels and protects the artery's inner lining. Walk for 10 to 15 minutes after breakfast. That short step tells the arterioles in your legs and pelvis it's time to receive more blood. Lunch is the maintenance shift. Add oily fish 2 to 4 times per week, baked salmon with lemon and herbs, sardines and olive oil with a leafy salad and roasted beets, steamed mackerel with vegetables. Avoid frying. Choose moderate heat that respects the fish's fats. Pair with leafy greens and a drizzle of olive oil. It's the perfect conversation between omega-3s, natural nitrates, and antioxidants. Afternoon is about stability, steady hydration, clear urine, upright posture, and small breaks to stand. A square of high cocoa dark chocolate, unsweetened, can fit here on fish-free days. It delivers flavonoids that protect the endothelium without revving the heart. Skip sugary snacks. They thicken the blood and steal vasoreactivity. Evening is the time not to get in the way. Eat dinner earlier, light, featuring lean protein and vegetables. Keep screens at a distance, lights low, and do 2 minutes of slow nasal breathing before bed. Deep sleep is the invisible mason that cements everything you did right during the day. In the dark, the body repairs vessels, adjusts pressure, and sets up morning rigidity. How to measure without fooling yourself. Choose 4 markers and score them from 0 to 10 for 7 days. Energy on waking, morning warmth in hands and feet, morning rigidity, and stamina on a short walk. Don't chase peaks. Look for a steady upward curve. If it stalls, adjust 3 things before blaming the foods: preparation method, meal timing, and your movement window after breakfast. Mistakes that sabotage the cycle: sugar first thing, long periods sitting without moving your hips, frying fish, barely any water until mid-afternoon, heavy dinners. Fix the basics, and the synergy appears. When the right food arrives at the right time, blood meets less friction, the heart thanks you, and erections go back to being the consequence of a system working in your favor. Consistency is the silent engine behind this process. Here's where information becomes transformation. Keep the cycle active for weeks until your circulation wakes up ready and erections stop depending on luck. The map is simple and repeatable. It starts on the plate, runs through your habits, and ends on the pillow. First, the weekly rhythm. 3 to 4 servings of oily fish spread across lunch and dinner, never fried. Daily small doses of raw garlic, rested 10 minutes before use to activate its compounds. Citrus every day. Rotate orange, lemon, and grapefruit, ideally whole or freshly squeezed. The goal isn't to feel something that day. It's to teach the endothelium to respond with less noise throughout your mornings. Second, the body clock. After a breakfast with the opener foods, walk for 15 minutes. That move creates a hemodynamic push that tells the pelvic arterioles to clear the way. In the afternoon, keep water handy and take short breaks to stand, loosen hips, and relax shoulders. At night, eat light, put screens away, and keep the room dark. Sleep is the mason that consolidates the day's gains. Third, verification. Use 4 markers for 7 days, scoring 0 nitra 10. Energy on waking, morning warmth in hands and feet, morning rigidity, and stamina on a short uphill. Look for a curve that rises without jolts. If it stalls, adjust what you control. Less early sugar, more water, gentle fish preparation, truly raw garlic, daily citrus, and a walk right after breakfast. Fourth, the shortcuts that don't work. Swapping real fish for processed breaded products. Garlic powder instead of fresh. Sugary juices instead of fruit. Late-night alcohol and screens. Each step adds friction to your vessels and steals the response you're building. When the cycle catches on, the signs appear. Quietly, warmer hands, a looser stride, more frequent morning rigidity, and a body that responds predictably. It's not a miracle. It's consistency applied to what your vascular system understands. If this straightforward approach helped you, subscribe to the channel now. I share practical protocols for male potency and cardiovascular health. Leave a like so this content reaches more men, and when you're done, watch the other videos on the channel to fit the next pieces of your plan. Thanks for being here. See you in the next episode.